WePlay Studios, who they are. Basically, they're a production company. They have a studio based in both LA and Kiev. They're founded in Kiev, but they also now have offices in California. They do events, a lot of like, streamer events. They've done shit with OTK. So, just they're collabing with a lot of content creators. And so I'm wondering how far this will go, if they're going to do that to just, fill in the VTuber awards, or if they're going to keep going. And here they made a statement yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. It's already got 1.3 million views. Everybody's commenting on it. Very polarized takes. And they're saying, as a company deeply rooted in Ukraine, WePlay Studios has consistently shown a pro-Ukrainian position. Since February 2022, we have terminated all collaboration with individuals and entities from the Russian Federation and the Republic of Belarus. We remain committed to working with partners who share and respect these values. Unfortunately, recent developments have prompted us to reevaluate our involvement in one particular project. WePlay Studios is discontinuing its work on the VTuber Awards and will no longer be involved in its production. This decision follows actions taken by the event's host and founder, so Filian, probably, cooperation with Russian community, which is not aligned with our values and position. Despite this, the VTuber Award Show represents a unique and ambitious initiative within the entertainment industry, and we are proud of the creative and technical contribution our team has made over the past 2 years. We are grateful to the companies and collaborators who partnered with us through the process. But yeah, there's a few things I don't like about the statement. First of all, it's like very vague, and we have no idea who the hell they're talking about. Who is it that Filian allegedly, cooperated the Russian community? And because of that, because they're being like purposely vague, now everybody is scrambling. There's a bunch of names that are being named. They're like, oh, maybe it's this VTuber, maybe it's Smugalina, maybe it's this person. But because of that, everybody is now under this radar. So, she's at a collab with a few Russian VTubers, and then she had another planned collab with another one which fell through. Anyway, it seems like this is upsetting many who's supporting Ukraine. And WePlay has decided to cut ties with Filian because they don't want to support any Russian affiliated bodies. Before I go into all the hypothetical of who they might be referring to, I just want to read a few comments of people responding to this. This person is like, I must have missed the part where Filian donated millions to the Russian war effort and became Putin's top gal. There's Rosie here. The Russian community? How is this okay? It seems like it can easily bleed into anyone from Russia fitting under this umbrella. Or am I missing something? We're also confused, Rosie. Auntie is saying, it was because Filian did a collab with a Russian VTuber. Just because they're Russian, that doesn't mean that they agree with what's going on in Ukraine. And Olga here, tweeting, I'm sorry, it was very unthoughtful of me to be born in Russia. I'll educate myself to become a better person. I'll choose a place to be born more mindfully next time. To not disturb people with my nationality. Discrimination by nationality is alright when you do that, right? And I've seen, especially now, because I think I clicked on like one, I'm seeing also a lot of people defending WePlay Studios. And there's a lot of people also like just QRTing this exact tweet and being, anti-Russia. So, who is this about? There's a couple supposition, Some people think it's about Smugalina. Apparently this is because Filian did a collab with Smugalina, which she had many collabs with in the past. Well, there are other people saying that Filian did a collab with this Russian VTuber I never heard of until today called X Camish. X Camish is also mentioned quite a lot. This is like, for example, one of the collabs between Smugalina and Chacha. She also did another collab with Trixie Vox and Smugalina, which is another Russian VTuber. This person here. She's also got, I don't know, she's like doing a dance on the USSR anthem over here. So the name that comes back the most though is, and that people think it's most likely about, is probably this VTuber called X Camish. And X Camish actually never collabed with Filian directly, but she did raid Filian at one point. Alright, this is a stream she did with Lena, where she gets raided by the Russian VTuber like X Camish.
Let us begin. I'm getting raided. Oh, frick. Hi, raiders of play musical chairs. Yo, you're edging.
Anyway, but she never collabed with Filian. That's the first thing you need to know. But the people criticizing X Camish, basically they're saying that she admits to being a Russian defense contractor in one of her video. This one meant here she mentioned that she works in the defense industry and has access to classified information. But we translated the video. It's a little bit more complicated than that. Just gonna take a look at chat. Well, I don't know if that means that she's genuinely military, just that she works in a, like, I don't know what she does in that company, right? She just says she's a defense contractor. Yeah, this user has been like in everybody's replies. And he says, for those who want proof, Filian collaborates with a streamer who works in the Russian defense, which she herself says. And then they're like linking this video. So we went and translated this video. And then they're linking this comment that's supposed to be a representation of her fan base, okay? And in that video here, she does admit to being a defense contractor. Basically, she talks about like a creator beef that she has with another creator. And she explains that she has to take legal actions to respond to the beef because she can't respond like directly. And it's a big problem for her life. And she's kind of basically given an explanation to her audience because people are clowning on her. They're like, why aren't you just responding to this creator yourself and taking legal actions? And then she explains that if her job suspects that she's Polish, for example, she could get fired. She can't leave the country. She can't travel. So yes, this clip is about her saying that she's a defense contractor, but it's mostly about her being scared. And then the second comment that they're posting here, it's kind of like cropped. It's kind of cropped out of context. Like if you look at the comment on the video, okay, so we went and found the comment in the video. It's got 2 likes. It was literally like at the bottom of the page, like buried under every single comment ever. The top comment has 900 likes. This one's got 2. And the poster of the tweet, you know, obviously cropped out the likes so it looks better. And it's like supposed to be a representation of her fan base as if she's like, you know, encouraging that. And the translation of it is, so Camish, it turns out, is our elephant. Thank you, Camish, for the fact that every day fewer and fewer people speak Ukrainian. P.S. I should probably subscribe to its foundation now. My thoughts on this, I mean, okay, Filian definitely doesn't support any Russian military activity, so it's a bit silly. They just cut off a project that's primarily in the West, and well, by doing this post, they've definitely alienated an audience because of it. On the other hand, I do get why they care about this stuff. If they're, you know, if they live in Ukraine, they have family there, it's war. It's war. And since we don't live in a war, we can't, it's hard for us to put ourselves in their shoes. However, I feel like they might be putting their efforts in the wrong spot here. I think I would have definitely handled it differently. Like, I understand that as a private company, you can make these choices not to work with somebody. But I think if it was me personally, I wouldn't have made a statement on social medias. I would have just like quietly cut ties. I think it would have been a way better way to handle it, because once you start doing a statement on social media, then it kind of like devolves into pointing fingers at each other. To finish my thought, it's like, it's a delicate matter. It's a war between countries. They definitely, like, both sides hate the other side. And it's a very tricky situation. You know, I can't say that I would force them to work with them, knowing their situation and their background. But again, I don't think I would have done it that way. If I was them, I definitely wouldn't have done it that way. I think I'd just quietly cut ties and not like post about it on Twitter, because then it becomes, what the hell is going on? It turns into this, and they basically triggered the entire community with this post. Let's be real. And it will be a bad look for them, for companies in the future. You don't want to be involved in a company that might act like this. True, that too. But again, like, since they are, you know, working with a lot of controversial streamers that sometimes make political remarks, I am curious to see if, is this just the first out of many companies that they'll cut ties with? But, you know, as Westerners, we see this and we're like, well, this is fucking lame, because obviously these VTubers, they're not platforming, or they're not, you know, supportive of Russia's efforts, etc., etc. Yeah, I don't think WePlay is really accomplishing much with this. It feels like it's a lose-lose for them. I mean, they're losing a client, which that's what they wanted, but then they're alienating a fan base and an audience that they work with too. So Yeah. Freedom is a two-way street. Being an indie lets you have the freedom to do projects free from a corpo and 100% responsible for who you partner with. So you think that Filian should have been more responsible with who she partners with? Filian responsible, lol? And it's like asking a kid to be responsible. Real. Filian did not, yeah, but Filian did not interact with that Russian VTuber that's like in the defense corps. She just got raided by them and she was polite about it to acknowledge the raid. There wasn't a collab that actually happened. The other VTuber has expressed like a one-sided interest to collab with Filian. There's clips of that, but there's nothing on Filian's side that suggests that yet. She said she was planning a collab, but it never happened. Yeah, I heard about that too. I didn't see the clip though. I mean, still is. I feel like this is 1948, you know, thought policing. The collab didn't happen yet. If the crime did, if the perceived crime didn't happen yet, can we really, like, you know, prosecute somebody for it? Oh, you sent the clip? Okay.
Collabing with some Russian streamers. What do you think? Chat, I need to start collabing with some Russian streamers. What do you think? The Russian people, they really like me, but I never do anything with their culture or their people. I'd want to hang out with a Russian streamer at some point. If there's any Russian streamers that want to hang out, let me know. Or if any of them have said they want to hang out, I'm down. I'm open. I would love to hang out with a Russian streamer. Maybe not Putin. You know what? I would actually interview Putin. Why not? We'll see. Never mind. I would start World War III.
Филиан по рофлу. Можно попробовать на самом деле. Почему нет? Давай попробуем. Филиан. Правда, мы на русском. Только не пишите ей, пожалуйста, на русском. Там сразу бан просто можно получить. Я сейчас представляю, как она мой никнейм произнесет по типу X Camish. Это будет забавно.
Wait, Camish! Who's Camish? Yo, thanks for the raid! Wait, Camish boys, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I gotta own this dude real quick. Wait, Camish! Yo, what up? What up, raiders? Wait, is Camish like a VTuber or... Easy. Is Camish...
Alright, I think we get the point. It's like a long 4-minute clip of basically that. Yeah, Filian does speak before she takes. She's got a motor mouth. That is not going to sit with Ukrainians at all. Yeah, definitely not, but... I mean, does Filian have to take a side on a war that she's not part of? Probably not. If, you know, Ukrainian-based companies don't want to associate with Russian people, I guess I can't force them to. But at the same time, I mean, this is VTubing. We're not, these are not political streamers. They're just trying to have fun on stream and stuff. They're not bringing politics into it. They're just kind of memeing around and being internet girls, internet waifus. Yeah, they're not asking her to, they just won't support her. Again, my point stays the same. They don't have to work with her. I just don't know if I would have announced it on social media. For the sake of transparency, I guess. Yeah, but you don't really need to announce every client that you don't work with anymore. I am an English VTuber from Russia and I was on Filian's show twice. Oh no. You're gonna end up on the radar. It's really lame that, I mean, it's just so vague. Like, there's so many things wrong with that statement. I think that it's just casting a really wide net, and now everybody's kind of nitpicking every single Russian VTuber that might have ended up on Filian's stream. Get her! She collabed with Filian! Hide, Arisa, hide! If you have a public relation that you touted to the public, then it would be courteous to alert the public of the termination of said relation. Not for everything, no. There's like not really a rule for that. No, that's just not true. Yeah, and Filian can't possibly know every detail about Filian collabs with a lot of people. She doesn't really discriminate a lot. So I don't know if she's like doing background checks on every single one of them. Yeah, but with someone as big as her should have at least some foresight into looking into who she collabs with considering her brand. Yes, but Filian doesn't have to get involved with foreign politics. And the other person, like that X Camish person, again, a defense contractor could mean many things. That doesn't mean she's like in the military or, you know, at the forefront of the war. On point, she's a VTuber, not a politician or activist. She doesn't have to know the whole political background about who she collabs with. The person that's a defense contractor hasn't collabed with Filian, by the way, guys. I think we precised that. We clarified that. But now that we're continuing to talk about it, I feel like the narrative is changing to that. She did not collab with that person. They talked about collabing, but it didn't happen. It didn't even happen. Hey, you! Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.